So I'm a big fan of the day trip. The day trip allows one to be able to get the feeling of travel while at the same time being beholden to their work schedule. I'm going to be doing a series of videos of day trips from Kiev, and today I'm hanging out with this dude behind me in a city known as Chernigov in Russian or Chernihiv in Ukrainian.
Chernigov is a very old city. It was founded back in the 10th century, and it is widely considered to be one of the cradles of Slavic civilization. If you speak a Slavic language, you've probably already guessed that the name of the city has something to do with the color black. Chorny in Russian means black. The most widely accepted theory is that it was founded by Chorny Knyaz, or the Black Knight, and that is where the name of the city was derived from. The layout of the city of Chernigov is also really interesting because in the center of the city you have a Krasnaya Ploshad, also known as a Red Square, and the city used to be part of the Lithuanian Duchy, giving the architecture in the area a really different feeling. Getting to Chernigov from Kiev is actually pretty easy. Chernigov is about 150 kilometers away. What you're going to want to do is you're going to want to get to the metro station Chernigivske, which is the second to the last station off of the red line. When you get out of the station, you're going to see on the main street a lot of Marshrutka lined up with signs in the front that say Chernigov. There is no schedule. The Marshrutka leave once they're full. The entire trip takes about 2 to 2.5 hours and should cost approximately 80 Grivyen.
We are going to be starting here, the top 5 things to do in Chernihiv, a day trip from Kiev. Number 5, the St. Anthony Monastery complex with the cave system underground.
This is an underground church. You gotta go downstairs to get here. And on display when you get there are the bones of monks and saints in the Orthodox faith. I asked someone there, why is it that there are so many underground churches in Ukraine? And their answer to me was basically, Tatars. Duh. So basically, Ukraine has a bunch of underground churches because of the Tatar invasion, and Christianity was persecuted, so they had to make sure that it was hidden from plain sight.
The number 4 attraction here in Chernihiv, right behind me, a kurgan, also known as a burial mound.
Chernihiv has several kurgans, but this location is special because there are 2 of them right next to each other. A kurgan is a ceremonial burial mound that was used in the funeral procession of the most important leaders of the Slavic tribes in this area.
Spoiler alert, there might be some more death-related items on our list of things to do here in Chernihiv. Number 3 on our list is the World War II monument here in Chernihiv. A lot of people get bored by World War II monuments in this part of the world because they're everywhere. But the reason why I like this one is because World War II monument here, 12th century burial mound right next door. So juxtaposition, kind of cool. Plus, you have really great views of the city with some 12th and 13th century churches that are right next door. Alright, I'm lumping all the religious stuff into one. So reason number 2 to visit Chernihiv, some really old churches. Like I said before, Chernihiv is a very ancient city. It was founded in the 10th century and is one of the oldest cities in Ukraine. Because of that, you have a lot of really old churches in this area, including the one that we're in right now, which was based off of Pechersk Lavra in Kiev and was considered to be one of the largest monasteries and church complexes on the right bank of the Dnieper River. The one cool thing is you actually get to go up to the top of the bell tower, 2 Grivyen, all the way to the top. So paid the 2 Grivyen, walked all the way to the top. It's okay. It kind of reminds me of the place that Winona Ryder lost her virginity in the movie Mermaids. So I like it for that reason, but the views are So basically, if you have some time, want to come all the way up, do it, but
So I came to Chernihiv on the feast day of the Holy Trinity. I'm not religious, but I thought this was super cool because there were leaves all over the place. For some reason, people bring like wild grass and strew it all over the floors of the churches. Pagan and creepy.
So, continuation on a theme, Eletsky Monastery. 12th, 13th century. Pretty beautiful. And there are cows. Okay, last installment of our church section here in Chernihiv. Behind me, St. Boris and Gleb, built in 1123. Pretty.
1,000-year-old churches are kind of like Madonna in that they don't make any sense anymore. But you gotta respect their game in the fact that they are still here. So St. Boris and Gleb, respect.
Alright, so we've reached the end of our countdown. We have arrived at the #1 thing to see here in Chernihiv on a day trip from Kiev, and that is the Kurgan Chorna Mogila, which translates to the Black Burial Mound. Let's put death in there somewhere too, because I feel like it belongs in that title, the Black Death Burial Mound. This is actually one of the largest burial mounds in Eastern Europe. Dates back to the 10th century, so we're talking 900s. So walking now to the top of the Kurgan Chorna Mogila, yeah, it's just super fucking cool. One of the oldest, one of the largest in Eastern Europe. So
the Kurgan was excavated in the late 19th century, and upon excavation they found the bodies of 2 leaders dressed in Norse warrior clothing, surrounded by the bodies of livestock and slaves. Because back then, if your master went out, you did too. So congratulations, you've finished the list of the top 5 things to do and see in Chernigov. What should be the last thing you do right before you go back to Kiev?
Is to drink Chernigivske Piva, which is Chernigivske Beer, in the city of Chernigov. Is Chernigivske Piva good? Not really. $1 million question. Is Chernigivske Beer actually better in Chernigov? Not really. It's kind of like the Rolling Rock of Ukrainian beer in that the logo is better than the beer itself. But that about rounds out our list. And after this beer, I am going to be back off to Kiev.
Stalin say like and subscribe.